Okay, so apparently I screwed that up. So hold on.
Welcome back. We'll get started here shortly. Alright, it's almost time. Welcome back. We'll get started here shortly. Alright, it's almost time. Are you ready? Here we go! Four, three, two, one. It is time. Please welcome your host, best-selling romantic suspense author Anna Blakely, and Mr. B.
Hi. Well, as you can see, Mr. B is not here. He got pulled away for, I think, for his new job with the as a chaplain with the hospice. He started that this last week, his full-time gig with that, and they had their quarterly memorial service for their patients and their families and stuff, and so he is there. So you get me and Lucy, and look, Emma came home today with her very own Halloween sweater. Isn't it cute? Anyway, I thought maybe that would soften the blow of you just being stuck with me here. So yeah, let me just I got sweater fuzz all over me now. Let me just put it out there that no Wheel of Wonder tonight. I'm really, really sorry. You do not want me even trying to touch that. I promise you. So yeah. So he will have the Wheel of Wonder for next week, so that we can give away Eliza Bella's special edition cover of Reclaiming What's Mine from Riders on the River. And what else do we have? Oh my gosh. I know we have, maybe it's not that one. Maybe it was the Mind to Protect. I don't know. I think it was the Mind to Protect we were going to give away, actually. And then we have some Riley Edwards to give away. So yeah, but we will do that next week when he is back. So sorry. This was a thing he didn't realize, actually, he knew it was today, but he didn't realize that it was tonight. So just kind of some new stuff with that. But anyway, so hi, let's see who all is here. Let's see. Oh, hey, Suzanne Alt. Hello. Becky Johnson. Hey. Catherine. Hello, hello. Sarah Taylor. Hey, hey. Trisha Miller. Yay. Trisha hasn't been here. I'm just as excited to see everyone else. But Trisha's not been able to join us for a bit. And so I'm glad to see you. Let's see. Miss Lisa Stanker. Hello, hello. And Lisa. Hi. Heather. Hey. Let's see. Am I missing? I don't want to miss anybody. Jennifer Coons. Hello. Thanks for joining. Miss Melanie Fraley sitting here. What does it say? Sitting here in my corner, sipping salted caramel whiskey. Ooh, you're having a fun night. I do not have any of that, but and I'm not a big whiskey person, but that kind of sounds good. I like salted caramel stuff. What else we got? Miss Janice Kessler. Hey, hey. Christina Huber. Hello. Hello, Cassie. Sharon. I'm sorry I can't do the good day, Sharon, like he does, but I know he's saying it in spirit. So thanks for joining us, though. Me. Well, me and Lucy, there's an S. Hey, Miss Ruth, how are you? Right? Thank you. Um, I mean, to be fair, he had everything like ready to go. I just had to log into our restream and go live, but I totally screwed up the first part because somehow you're supposed to put like the placeholder that has like the Talk Tuesday logo big, and it's just kind of there until we're actually ready to go. But yeah, I messed that up and just started the intro. So, it is what it is. But if that's the worst that happens tonight with technology and us, I'm calling it a win. So let's see who else we got. Hey, Suzanne Alt. Hello. Hey, Darlena. How are you? Rue says we're never just stuck with you all. I know, like when we first started, the idea of doing this completely by myself was absolutely terrifying. Now I just miss having him there because like he's like we play off of each other well, I think. And I get to where it's like I've only got so much to say, and then I feel like I'm just leaving you guys just staring at me, and I'm not as entertaining without him, but I'll try. We'll see. I make no promises. Hey, Miss Bonnie, how are you? Miss Janice Huber, hey. Life's better with a little dog hair. That wasn't even dog hair. It was from her sweater. She doesn't shed, thankfully, so I don't have that issue. But hey, Miss Trisha Lynn, you were reading and lost track of time. Well, that's always an excusable reason to be late. You're good. You're good. Hey, Elizabeth Kraft. Hello. Hey, Lana Humphreys. How are you? I haven't chatted. I feel like I haven't chatted with you forever either. There's Miss Chick Martin. How are you? Hello. Denise Fiddler. Hey, how are you? Cassie, thanks. Yeah, it's and that's why I told. I'm like, I'm sure that like no one's gonna get mad at you for missing because you're doing your chaplain duties. Like, and if they do, I mean, sorry, but it is what it is. So, and then you know what? And that's one thing with this job that he has just, this new journey that he's taking. It's not a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 thing. There might be days where he's home by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then there might be weekends where he gets called and has to go in and be with the family and sit with them and stuff. So, but I mean it's kind of the name of the game. So, hi Abby. I look librarian. Do I? Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Hey, Miss Sandy Kelly. Janice Kessler. Hey, all, she says. Oh, Heather Lee. Hello, Heather. Doing great starting with that. Fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed. Hey, Alina. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. See, you give me a props and now I can't talk. Alinda Moody. Hello. Denise says, what? I got wine, but no salted caramel whiskey, which is amazing. Hey, wine works too, if it's a good wine. Not dry. I can't do dry. Other than that, I'm good. Yeah, no wheel tonight. Sorry. I'm not even going to attempt that. Like, I don't even know how to do it. Like, that's his baby. So, next week though, I'm sorry. Oh, Diana Long, hi. I feel like I said hi to you, but I'm not sure if I did. But hi again if I did. Gail Whitley, hello. I would like to point that out. Thank you, Suzanne. I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but I mean, I'll let you say it. Oh, Louise Matthews says, on her way home, see you soon. Yay, Louise. Be safe. Oh, Rain Lewis is here? Why am I not seeing her? Rain, have you commented? Because I have not seen it. If you did, I missed it. Let's see. Oh, Linda's trying Facebook again. Good. Hey, Miss Stephanie Erickson, how are you? Oh, Lena's packing for CalypsoCon. Well, safe travels, and I hope you have fun. I'm sure you'll have a blast there. Trish said she got her 2 girl skeleton costumes for Halloween, got them from Lowe's. No tricks needed. They are too cute. Your girls are cute. Her little puppies. I got some puppy lovin's down at Space Coast this summer from her babies. Yeah, so Emma, so she's taken a part-time just seasonal gig at Spirit Halloween, and so she gets like a 30% discount. And so she came home today from work and she had that. And it was so funny because I said, "What are you doing?" Or I said, "Why did you, buy her the sweater?" And she's like, "Well, there was this pillow that I wanted." Went on to describe this Halloween pillow that she wanted to get for her bed. She was like, "If I hadn't seen the sweater, I would have gotten the pillow." And I said, "Why didn't you get the pillow for yourself? Like instead of a dog sweater? Because, how often is she actually gonna, use that?" And she just looked at me. She said, "Because I wanted to see her in a sweater." And you know what? She's doing great with it. Like I think she actually likes it. So, and she did say that they had dog costumes there too. And so it's hard telling what'll end up coming home the next time she works. But oh, Suzanne, thank you for that reminder. Bella Baker's birthday's on the 14th. Coming up. Thanks, Abby. Oh, Bonnie says it's her fault the server was down the other week. Carissa was in Iowa, so I knew there was going to be technical difficulties. Right? We'll blame him. Not you. We'll blame him because he went to Iowa, so it's his fault. That works, right? Let's see. Well, hello, Liz. How are you? Glad to have you on here. Man, Rain. Oh, there you are. I was getting ready to say, I keep seeing people saying hi to you. Hi. Thanks for joining us. Miss Rametta, how are you? Hey. Did anyone win the Powerball and feel like they were going to share with us? Yeah, it wasn't the Missouri winner either. Unfortunately. I say unfortunately, but they actually have, like, there's even a show about, I think it's titled something like the lottery changed my life or something, and it's never like, it's all these bad things, negative things that happen to people after they win the lottery, and hit it big and stuff. And so I'm like, man, I mean, I'm all about financial security, but I feel like there's a lot of problems that come with having that much money and stressors that, us normal folk don't have to worry about. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, no. Yeah. Dealing with dog diapers, I'm sure, is what she's trying to say there. Went into heat. Yeah. I've got to get, oh, yeah, there you go. I have to get Lucy in too. I was just talking about that the other day. I'm like, man, we need to get, I need to get Lucy in there. Get her quick, but let's see. The Powerball winner in Missouri bought their ticket less than an hour from you. Oh my gosh. That's, man. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, that's hard because here, let me tell you why. So what, like, I don't even know how many years ago. Several years ago, there was a half a billion dollar. It had gotten up to 500 million, which at that time I think was one of like the highest that it had gotten. And the winning ticket, I'm not kidding, was sold at a gas station 5 minutes from our house. The same gas station that Christian stopped at the same day as the guy who bought the winning ticket stopped there and got his. So we were this close. Like probably the closest we will ever come to winning, just simply because we bought, got a ticket from the same place at the same day as the winner. But yeah, that hurts a little bit when it's that close and you're like it makes it you realize, like, there was actually a realistic chance. Not maybe a great chance, but it was more realistic, I think, and then yeah, that's a tough one to swallow for sure. So, oh, Liz is finally going home tomorrow. Good deal. I'm glad. Glad to hear that. Just, you know, be safe, but you've been dealing with a lot, I know. So we've been thinking about you. Right? Taxes and family coming out of the woodwork. Exactly. Uh, Melanie, we've talked back and forth about that, but here's my thing. Morbid thought. What if I die before I get to like enjoy, you know, hardly any of it? So it's like I want as much as I can get from the get-go so that I can enjoy as much of it as I can. And also, then, take a chunk and invest it. So then, like, for the kids and grandkids and great grandkids and all that stuff. But, anyways, let's see. Who have I missed? Anybody? Oh, Nicole. Nicole Craig, author's on here. I didn't see her either. Oh, risk it. She says. Oh, hey, Jason. How are you? I'm sorry I didn't get to see you before you had to go back, but I'm really glad that that last game that you guys went to, at least the Royals did well and they won on that one. So much better than the game last night, from what I understand. So I'm glad that glad you guys got the winning one before you had to leave. Let's see. Hi, family. Hi, Miss Christine Breeze. Linda says she wouldn't tell anybody. There are some states that you don't have a choice, though. Like, there are some states where it's required that they release the identity of the people, and I hate that, but yeah, exactly. Exactly, Stephanie. Oh, there we go. Y'all saw it here first. Cassie wins. We all get book money. That's so funny. Okay, so I think I'm caught up on the comments. So real quick, I have like I don't know, like PSA maybe. Something I just kind of wanted to address real quick. Hi, Alice. How are you? I love you. I was just thinking about you a little bit ago, and I was thinking, oh, I need to call her. So I hope you're doing well. We love you so much. Anyway, I wanted to address something, and I'm not going to give specifics. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, and I'm not really opening it up for, this big drawn out discussion or gossip or anything like that. But this past week, Mr. B and I had to make a decision regarding a reader. I can promise you it was not an easy decision. It was not something we went into lightly at all. And it was not a one and done incident issue. It's been something that's been addressed repeatedly in various different ways. And anyway, we had to come to a sad but necessary decision. Since then, I know some things have been said, and I just want you guys to know, and I feel like but I want you to know that if you see anything out there regarding me, Mr. B, Abby, anybody on this end of things, just remember there's more than one side to the story. So, and I feel like the majority of you, if not all of you, would understand that. And hopefully you've been around us long enough to know, we're not mean-spirited people or anything like that. And again, there was a lot of discussion, a lot of thought, a lot of talk, a lot of truly praying just going back and forth and things with some stuff. So yeah, I just want to put that out there so that if you do see or hear anything, um just know that it was just the best decision that we needed to make for us, for our family, for my business. So yeah. So anyway, that's that. Moving on. I was going to talk about Liam a little bit because I haven't had a chance to talk much. I shouldn't say I haven't had a chance, but usually when we go on here, this is the great thing about when he's on here is we get to talking and doing and we get to conversing with you guys. And by the time we get over, like there's literally been Tuesdays that we've gotten done, and I'm like, did I even talk about anything with books like at all? And which I'm totally cool with because I love, like, this isn't just us, talk about books. It's, that's what this is for, is just for us to sit and talk like if we were sitting in the living room and chatting. And obviously if you guys, we were sitting around chit-chatting, the whole conversation wouldn't be about books. But thank you guys. I appreciate all the supportive comments and everything. I do. I really, really do. Anyway, sorry. Oh, hey, Stacy Rice, how are you? Why is it I feel like Jethro? That should be the next sticker, Trisha Lynn. That should be the next sticker. I'm just kidding. I'm not asking you to make a sticker, so don't. Or Abby, a shirt. We could just say, Jethro makes everything better. I feel like that we need something like that. Because it doesn't matter what we're talking about. As soon as I see that, it's like immediate laughs and smiles. So, anyway, thanks for that. So moving on, I thought since Christian's not here to get bored with listening to me talk about book stuff, that I would give you a little update about Liam, and because I haven't gotten into talking about him real much, and I'll a whole lot. But I will say that real talk, I've struggled getting this one off the ground, not because of like the storyline or that group of guys or anything, or Liam or anything with that. It was, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what was going on because you guys knew I was like a month and a half, almost 2 months ahead of schedule, right? And I sat down the day, hey, Miss Eve, how are you? The day, that I had scheduled on my calendar to get this one going, I sat down, I started the doc, started the notes, got my board going and everything. And then I sat down to write, and it was like I knew what I needed to say. I just could not find the words. It was like my brain was just like half functioning. I didn't know what was going on. And it didn't really dawn on me until after weeks of typing and deleting and pacing and making notes and ripping out notes and just like feeling like I wanted to pull out my hair. I started to notice other things, and it made me realize that I think my hormones were jacking with me. So I got a hold of my doctor because I've talked very freely on here about how I go every 3 months for bioidentical hormone treatment. I started right after menopause started hitting, and I started getting hit with like the debilitating hot flashes and not being able to sleep or think clearly, all those things, lovely things that come with being a woman when you get older. And I started realizing like I was kind of getting back into feeling the way I was feeling with that. And I was like 3 weeks before I was supposed to go for my scheduled appointment, and I called the doctor. She got me in, and she got me in early and up to my dose. after I told her, the kind of the symptoms I was having and things like that. And finally, like these last few days, it's been like, okay, finally back. Like I feel like I'm kind of back to normal, right? Well, no, I say the last few days, last couple of weeks. Um, so the words are there now. Now it's just kind of the whole race of the clock again. But luckily for you guys, I'm unfortunately for me, kind of used to that. So it's my motivator, and so I'm getting it done. He will as of this moment, he's absolutely releasing next Tuesday. If that changes, you guys know I would let you know, but I don't foresee that happening. Um I just Yeah, it was just rough. I don't know what. Well, I mean, I do know I now, but at the time, I didn't know what the heck was going on. I didn't know if I was getting depressed. I didn't know if the menopause was. I didn't know what was this. But anyway, enough of that. Um, I share that so that you guys know. That's probably part of why I didn't talk a lot about this one, because I just was having such hard time with it that I I was afraid to talk about it too much and be like, "Oh yeah, this is great." And then, "Oh, by the way, I'm pulling it out. I'm putting it away for a while," or whatever. So I just kind of didn't say a lot. Um but it is one that I'm really 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 liking. And it yes, Susie, thank you guys. See, this is what I love about having a whole group of women, cuz and especially ones that are like my age. Y'all you get it. You get it. Thank you. Um yeah. So, uh I finally got it up and running. I'm going with it. I know everything that's happening from here on out. Now it's just getting the words down. Right? So I am working on that. And in the meantime, also this week, our Miss Emma has her opening night of her Percy Jackson Lightning Thief musical that she is in. That opening night is Thursday night, and it does 4 different runs. It's Thursday through a Sunday matinee. So, and we have tickets for all 4 nights. So I will be mad dash writing during the day and then going to watch our daughter perform in her very first ever musical this week. So I'm excited for that. We're all excited for that. She's excited too. I think she's a little nervous, obviously, normal, but anyway. I digress though. So anyway, my point is I am definitely focused and dedicated to getting this book to you guys next week. As for the arcs, I know people have asked about arcs. As long as everything goes as planned, uh then I will put together an arc file and get it into the art group this weekend. I know that's not, ideally you like to have them out, a week or two before the book comes out. But it is what it is. So, but yeah, once I have it down, I will get that to you. But I like how the stories come out. And there's a part of it that was like going to be kind of a side part that I had all planned out. And when I was writing, was it yesterday? It was either yesterday or the day before. I was typing away, and as I was typing, one of the scene that I was on kind of, as it does sometimes, and I know Nicole and Rain can absolutely attest to this. It shifted a little bit. The storyline shifted a little bit, and kind of went a different direction than what I was originally thinking. So I actually totally just decided to scrap that part. I'm locking it away for later, and I will use that idea for another story, with a different hero and heroine. But so because I like that idea, but I just now it's like it's not really fitting with this one. So, um, but yeah, it's me and the slow burns. That's kind of my thing. Um, Not intentionally. It's just how at least most of my stories, I feel like as of late, most of them have been uh Trish Miller said she's having connection issues. I'm sorry. That was like 6 minutes ago. I don't know if you're still here. I hope. I'm sorry. Um I'm trying, Stephanie. I'm trying, man. Right? Melanie, I agree. I agree. uh let's see what I'm sorry. I'm digressing here, but so much has changed the views of hormones. I'm glad they're working for you. I love that you both health and what's working and what's not. And the rest says being transparent about things removes any type of bad stigma. Thank you. And honestly, I don't even like it's not a I'm gonna talk about this because I think it's important. Da, 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 da. It's just, yeah, that's us. Like, we're pretty much open books. And I just, in my opinion, I think we do more harm than good when we don't talk about things and we stay hush hush about that stuff. It's like my weight loss surgery. I had some people advise me, oh, I wouldn't say anything and I wouldn't tell anybody. You don't have to tell anybody that you did that. And why wouldn't I? Because it helped me a ton ahead of time, as even just getting prepared, knowing what to expect and things like that by talking and listening to other people who'd had it. And if I didn't have those people to turn to, so yeah, I don't know. I feel like on the opposite end of that, I feel like sometimes I share too much and y'all are like, yeah, we didn't need to know that. Thanks though. But yeah, Rametta, you're a lucky, lucky girl. It hit me. Well, it's been 3 years ago. So, and I'm, was it 3 years ago? I think, yeah, 3 years ago. And I'm 3 or 4. I'm, no, it wasn't 4. It was 3. But well, I'll be 50 on the 1st. So yeah, I was like 48, 49 when it hit me. It sucked. Sandy Kelly just pretty much summed it up. Oh, sorry, Jason. Yeah, I know. TMI. Anyway, let's see. I'm just trying to, sorry, I'm wanting to make sure. See, this is the harder part too about just being me by myself. I've got to try to make sure I'm not missing. Hey, Kelly Young. Missing people. Miss Eve, hey girl. Hey. Let's see. Oh, hi, Peggy Fowler. How are you? Yeah, if I haven't said hi to you, make sure you drop a chat in because like I said, I'm by myself tonight, obviously. So I don't have my partner in crime to help me keep track of everything. But yeah, so anyway, back to Liam. So it's really turning into a story that I really, really like. And I'm on the back half of it. So it's getting there. But Liam has just turned into like, he's the tech guy of, hey, Becky, he's the tech guy of Delta. And he can be a smart aleck, but he's just very playful. And one of the things that I think stressed me out in the beginning of this was I started second guessing stuff when it came to Allison's daughter, because Allison Gallo is the heroine, which if you did not know, and I want to make sure I point this out, if you did not know, this is actually a crossover. It's kind of my first crossover that I've done within my own series. So it's kind of a crossover between my Risk Delta team and my Eagle's Nest series. Because the heroine from this story, and I know I've said this in here before, but in case some of you have missed it or you didn't hear, the heroine from the story, Allison Gallo, actually was part of a storyline from book 4 of my Eagle's Nest series, Protecting His Future. So if you read that series and you've read that book, then this heroine and kind of her backstory, a little bit of her backstory, will make a lot of sense to you. If you have not read that story, I highly recommend, and you don't have to read, the Eagle's Nest series is one that I typically recommend if you haven't read any of it to read it from book 1 on, just because there is that subplot that is kinda intertwined throughout the story. You especially need to read the whole thing if you're gonna read the last book in that series, which was the Forgiving His Past. Hi, Louise Matthews, you're home. Yay, you made it. Um, but I truly think I think that you could read Protecting His Future, which again is book 4 of the Eagle's Nest series. I think that you could read that one and be okay, maybe not having read the first 3 before you read that one. Obviously, I'd love for you to read them all, but if time constraint is an issue, and you're worried at all about being able to follow this storyline, but I've tried to make it, and my editors have been editing as I've been going, so neither of them have mentioned anything about it being confusing or not understanding, where this one picks up, because this one actually picks up a couple of weeks or a few weeks after the end of Protecting His Future in the Eagle's Nest series, if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head, but then sometimes I'm like, are my words making sense as they come out of my mouth? I don't know. But yeah, so this one starts with that, where that one picked up or left off kind of. And basically Allison is on the run with her 6-year-old daughter, trying to get away from her abusive husband. You don't know a ton about him other than, I mean, you learn a little bit about him in Protecting His Future from Eagle's Nest. But the short of it is he's got money, he's got connections, and he's an abusive jerk. And he's trying to chase Allison and his daughter down. Because that's what guys like that do, right? So, they're on the run from him, and she ends up in Chicago with Maddie, her little girl. And so that's how she ends up, there's some trouble there. So then she ends up, the shelter there recommends, she go see the Delta guys, and that's how she ends up literally bumping into Liam, and that's kind of where this all goes. Are you right? That's funny. Yes, Eve, he is her husband, Tommy. He is a real a-hole. I agree. Aw, thanks. You guys are so sweet. I love you all. Oh, thanks, Christine. Yeah, so oh, sorry, I didn't mean to leave that up there. Oh, where'd you go? There you are. Okay. Anyway, so I've had some different things with this, with it being a crossover, and then also having the kid in there as well, because as you guys that have read me know, that if there's a kid involved, usually it's because the heroine's either pregnant or she's just had the baby and they're a baby. So this is the first time I've actually really included a walking, talking, semi-functionable child in the storyline as well. And I was at the beginning, I was regretting that decision so hard, because I'm like, why did I do that to myself? That's just one more thing I got to stress about. And this, and I was already like, the menopause brain fog. Like, I saw somebody had posted on there and said, it's a thing. Like, it's absolutely a thing. And now I'm having so much fun with Maddie being in there. Mostly the interaction between her and Liam, and seeing Liam's character and how he is with her, and being able to see Allison watching those two together, and the thoughts that come to her head, and things like that. And it's really helped kind of pull that what if in her eyes, watching those two together, because it's kind of that, what if that were their life? What if she made different choices, and this was what her, and not even just the what if, but this is what I want for my life. This is what I want for my daughter to have. This is the kind of home life she should be a part of, and family she should be a part of, and things like that. Um, and then I'm also bringing in back in the girls, the Delta Team girls. There's going to be a little a scene where which is actually the one I'm getting ready to throw down is the scene where she meets the Delta Team wives, and there's that interaction, which I love having that female interaction. As far as it's like if he were here, I would have to do this because I know where his mom is going to go with that comment I just made. But yes, just that the the girl bonding, the girl time. I love that. And I'm trying to do better at putting as much um of that out as I can, or in as I can in my books. Um Sharon, I actually have, so my Bravo team is on audio, and I have the first book of Eagle's Nest is available on audio. The second two books 2 and 3, Playing with Fire and Flirting with Danger, are finished with production. I just went in and got the book 2 approved, the samples that I listened to and everything, and I approved those. So that one, book 2, will be coming going live in audio soon, as well as book 3. And then once I get finished with this book and I can take a day to focus on, set aside a day for audio stuff, I need to get it and narrow down my narrators for books 4 and 5, and then we'll get those up and running. So 4 and 5 will also be out. Um, Probably, hopefully, we might be able to get one finished. May be able to get them both by the end of the year. I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for. If not, maybe at least get one more, out by the end of the year, and then maybe the last book, in the spring. Oh, bye, Liz. Be safe, have safe travels, and we love you bunches. Thanks for popping in today. But yeah, so that's the plan. And then once I'm finished getting all of my Eagle's Nest series out into the world in audio, then I'm already making plans to immediately start looking for narrators and getting things nailed down to start with the very, very first, beginning of my publishing career with my Risk Alpha team. So Jake and Olivia's story, getting that one into audio, and then just kind of going down the line with that. But it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of money. If you're wanting to do it right, I absolutely will not do AI for that or anything else with my business. So yeah, it's pricey to do it well and do it right. But if I'm going to do it, that's the way I want to do it. So it's taking a little longer than I'd hoped, but I'm getting there. So, what did you say, Janice? Looking forward to Liam. Can't wait. We'll be sure to reread the series. I try to do that too. I'm a big rereader, and I do like rereading series before the next one comes out. That's kind of a fun thing. Wait, did I? Yes, I did. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was my oh my gosh, somebody help me out. See, this is what happens. See, my brain's still not firing. Matt, not Matt, Shadow. That was Shadow. Thank you. That it finally came to me. Sorry. That was Shadow's book, the prologue of Shadow's book. Well, Shadow in Slade's vow. So you're not crazy, Eve. I'm crazy, apparently, because I can't even remember my own books. I can see the scene. I can see the prologue scene where the guy's going through the woods. And if you've read that one, you know what I'm talking about. At the very, very beginning, he's going through the woods and he's sneaking into the house. I could see the back of the house, the deck, everything that I wrote in my head. I just could not think of the name. But I I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you think so. And I am going to start, I know I'm kind of digressing again, but I am going to start putting an audio section, into my newsletter. And I know at least Elizabella Baker and she's got a lot of audio going on too. So I'm going to be sharing, some of her audio stuff that she has available, so that you guys that are subscribed to my newsletter, you can see that. And I'm going to be, keeping everyone up to date on, what's going on with my audio stuff too. So, some days there'll be new news in that sections, and, you know, between releases and stuff, it'll probably just be, kind of a basic, link to find my books and audio, but I do want to start putting that in there as well. I also am going to try to start doing some audio arcs as well, which I'm 6 years into this business, and I didn't even know that was a thing, which it makes sense because there's arcs for or I guess it's not arcs, but it's I don't even know what it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but it's for the audio. Yeah. So like the early audio. So, well, I mean, Eve, you might be crazy, but not because of that. I only say that because if you are, I'm right there with you. Like we're in the same club, so it's okay. Suzanne, I don't know. If you go to my website, which is just annablakely.com, there is you start to scroll, there should be a pop-up window that comes up for you to subscribe to it. Or I know if you go down to the bottom, there's a link I believe Abby put in there that you can subscribe to it as well. So, and if you can't find that, let me know and I will do that. I will ALC, thank you. Advanced listening copy, that makes sense. See, but I I will yeah, be doing that more. And I'm also going to start trying to put out a newsletter every month. Normally I just put one out when I release, but I want to start trying to put one out every month as well. So I've got some little side things in the fire, but in the meantime, I'm focused on trying to get, not trying to, but getting Liam's story to you guys. But yeah, it's, having the little girl in there and having those sweet and funny interactions, and it's so funny the things that go through my head, and I'm sure every author's head as we're writing. It's like I'll put something in there that Maddie will say, to her mom or to Liam, or just a comment that she makes. And again, she's 6, so she's like kindergarten age, right? So she's little, and I think of Mav, my grandson, who is 5 and he's in kindergarten. So, and I think like what, like the things that he would say and things that he does say and the way that he acts and just how animated he gets with like everything. And he gets so super excited about so much. And, he's just that kid seeing the world through a kid's eyes. And so I'm sitting there and I'm writing, and then I write something and I think, are they going to think that's cute? Or are they going to just think that she's annoying? But then I think, but you know what? Like, I've had 4 kids. I've got 2 grandkids. I was a teacher, elementary teacher. I taught kindergarten summer school one year. Like I know how kids act. I know how they behave. I know how they talk and stuff. And so I'm like, you know what? This is this little girl's personality. She's just super excited about like life. She's out there living her best life. So hopefully she's more on the cute side to you guys. But oh yay, Suzanne, thanks. When Ross and Kite. All right, so I'm gonna stop for just a second so I can write those names down because I love hearing from you guys, the narrators that you like. And I saw somebody on there, Bonnie, I think it was you, that said something about how Christian and I should narrate. And, it's funny because we joked around about that. I think he would do a really good job. Me, I don't know. I feel like I have a nasally voice. I don't know. I don't know that plus, here's the problem though. I don't think I could get through a sex scene without just busting up laughing. Like, I can type the words and I can see it going on in my head, but to actually have to verbalize some of that stuff, I don't think I could do it. My props to man, especially the guys, the male narrators who do it, and they do it so well. And I'm thinking, what is going through their heads when they read those things? I don't know, but right? Yeah. Yeah. And it is like it just like I wrote a scene this morning with it, again, I don't want to spoil it, but there was just this scene with Liam and Maddie making pancakes together, and it just, I don't know, it was just something simple. It's just a short little thing, but it made me smile, which I thought, okay, so if I'm smiling, then surely at least some of you will be smiling when you read that stuff too. So there's a little insight to how my brain works or doesn't work, one of those things. Um, Lisa, are you already subscribed? What is it saying to you? Right? I couldn't do it with him. Said no. And can you imagine him? I'm pointing like he's here, but can you can you imagine Mr. B tried to read some of those scenes? Oh my goodness. Oh hey Snow, how are you? Good to see you. See you. uh oh no, you're not already subscribed. All right, I'll get with you. We'll figure it out. I think I can do like an invite or something from my author login. From my end of things, I think I can go in and log into my newsletter MailChimp account and stuff. Oh, sending you lots of prayers, poor lady. I'm telling you, I definitely pray for a speedy recovery and good pain meds. Not something I've ever experienced. Something I will not be surprised if I have to experience, in the future. I have both of my knees like totally do the whole grinding and creaking thing whenever I go up and down the stairs. And like I that is the one thing I'm noticing more and more is my knees, which I think I talked about this one time. Sorry, I know off topic, but I thought when I lost my 100 pounds from my surgery that joint pain and stuff would be like non-existent, right? Because I got all that extra weight off of there and everything's good. But the problem is I didn't think about all the years, literally decades, that all that extra weight was on those knees. And now, my body tries to readjust and there's just not a lot of cushion left there. I don't think. I haven't like gone to the doctor or anything yet, but yeah, I feel your pain because I can't even imagine. When I went down to Arkansas, and I think I talked about this too, but when I went down to Arkansas and hung out with Elle James and Becca Jameson and those gals down there, we were doing a little bit of line dancing in her kitchen one night, and I had no problems doing the moves. I just it didn't bother me at the time and during the moment. And then, oh, bye, Rain, I love you. Until I went to bed that night. Like an hour later, I went and I laid down and my knees started hurting me so bad. It was like nauseating pain. They hurt so bad. And for a moment, like I'm trying to figure out what the heck did I do to myself, right? And then I'm like, you danced and you're almost 50. Danced like I was 20. Not 20 anymore. So, yeah. Oh, love you. See you soon. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, it's I love to dance and that's hard. That's been the hardest thing for me. I think that because it's like that's been my first true, yeah, you're getting older. Um, it's the knees for sure, but praying hard for you, Snow, and thinking about you. And definitely keep us posted too. Um, but yeah, oh, yay, Sharon Roush, yay. Oh, thank goodness that he's home though. That's so good. I'm so, so happy to hear that. So glad to hear that. So definitely continuing the prayers, but I not but and I'm also so happy for you guys that he's home. Um, but yeah. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, there you go. She started Elizabeth Baker's The Unconventional Nanny, and she loves it. It's so funny. I sent a screenshot to Elizabella the other day because Abby sent me a message asking me. She's like, "So Elizabeth Baker's new rom-com, The Unconventional Nanny. Do you know if it has any spice in it?" She was like, "Because I really want to start a new book, and that one looks really good, but I gotta have my spice." Like, it's my daughter. Um, and so I took a screenshot of it and I sent it to Eliza Bella and she wrote back, she was like, "Oh yeah, it's got spice." And so I sent it to Abby and she immediately was like, "Running to buy it now." I'm like, awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. But anyway, oh, so Janice has read it too. She got the book box. Awesome. Awesome. Um, but yeah, anyway, so I don't know, you guys probably tired of hearing me talk about Liam, um but yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. It finally, like it's finally my brain is allowing me to have fun with it. You know, like I said, it wasn't like the storyline or anything. Like I kind of knew I had it mapped out. I knew what I wanted to happen. I just like I could see it in my head. I just couldn't get the words. So, um, but yeah, it's been fun and it's getting to that point where, it's gonna start hitting the fan, and that's where I thrive with my writing. I feel like I love, love, love those scenes. So, I'm really looking forward to wrapping it up in the next few days. So, that one will be out next week, God willing. Um, and then, the next one I will be starting right in on, I mean, I do think I'm gonna give myself a couple days to, you know, re reset and get ready. But I also I'm hoping that this one will be a no, you didn't, Miss Jethro. um, I'm hoping that we are that the transition from writing Liam to writing Jagger will be fairly seamless because aw, thanks, Catherine. Thank you. Um, because this one I'm going straight from Delta Team Book 4 or Book 5 to Delta Team Book 6, so I'm staying within the same series. So I'm hoping that that will help with that transition, because sometimes it's hard to get like it's hard to switch gears sometimes, sometimes I'm ready to roll like when I got Slade's Vow done and went into Van Story, like I wrote Van Story in 2 weeks. Like once I finally sat down and was able to put time to it, like I had his story pretty much done in 2 weeks. With very minimal notes, like very minimal notes. I didn't even have all my post-its like I normally do because I knew what I wanted to happen. Like I'd had that story in my head for a while. Um, and this one, uh, I'm hoping it'll kind of be the same way because I don't have to switch gears as much because I'm sticking with the same guys, same team, same series. I'm just going basically straight from I'll have the happily ever after for Liam and Charlie and Maddie. Or Charlie. I don't know why I said Charlie. Sorry. Liam and Allie and Maddie. And the setup for, I'll have the setup there for Jagger's story. And then I'm going to go right into writing Jagger's story. So I'm hoping that will, kind of help with that. But yeah, so I am I am getting started on his, in a timely manner. Especially just in case there's any more blocks, going on in my brain. I don't anticipate it though. But yeah, so that one comes out in November. So we will be done with Delta Team the book, we got Liam's book, and then with Jagger's, that will wrap up Delta Team. But it's also going to give you a little sneak peek into Echo Team. And that one will start in March of 26. Which, man, I'm doing so much talking. I'm sitting here going, man, I'm just rambling on and on, and then but there's no one else here to talk to you. So, like I said, you get me. Sorry. Anyway, he's in there. He's in there. I promise. I promise. um. Oh yay! Got another birthday. Woohoo! But yeah, so that's another thing. So now that we'll be getting Delta Team kind of wrapped up, then as soon as I get done with Jagger's story, I'll be starting in on Coulter's Secret, which that will be my first release of 2026. And right now I'm planning on releasing that in January. And that is book 5 of the TAC Ops team. So, right? I can totally hear you saying that to me too. You know what? Here's the thing. Oh, yay. Thanks. I'm glad you like my rambling. What does it just say? Right. See, that's one thing. Like, girls. Oh, hey, Ashley Young. Thanks for joining. We can have these conversations that go in like 20 million different directions, and then we can always bring it back into what we were talking about, 10 minutes ago, and 13 other topics of conversations ago. We can always bring it back in and then follow and pick up right back, where we left off. I don't know that guys talk like that. So Christian, like, when it's like me and it's him and me and a bunch of y'all, like, he's just like over there going, "Oh, what? Like trying to follow along because it's like, trying to herd cattle with our conversations. But we get it, right? We know. So, right? Anyway, let's see. Let's see. What did Jan say? Sorry, hang on. Jethro, we won't have our right? Oh, we'll come up with another character then. We'll have to create a different one, to go through after that one. But I have a feeling you'll have a little bit of time to talk about Jethro. So and that's in a good way. Yeah. So anyway, so for 2026, just to kind of give you guys a heads up real quick, I'm planning on releasing Coulter's Secret in January. I'm getting back to my TAC Ops team. If you have read Slade's Vow, if you've been keeping up with that story, and you read the end of Slade's Vow, at the very, very end, the last section of the prologue, because that's just kind of like, and I don't know, it's just kind of my thing. It's kind of what I do is, I'll have I said prologue, I'm an epilogue at the end of the story. The first part of the epilogue is always like the very last kind of wrapping up happily ever after for that book's hero and heroine. And then the last half is like a little teaser into, the next one, the lead in to the next one. I've had people call them cliffhangers. I don't really consider it a cliffhanger because the story that you bought, the book that you bought, is wrapped up. It's done. You've got your happily ever after there. That part is just a teaser. It's like a trailer for a movie that hasn't come out yet, kind of a thing to me. So anyway, I'm really, really excited to get started on Coulter's story. Because for those of you who have been following that series, the ending of Slade's Vow, that was probably one of my most favorite epilogue teasers or lead-ins that I've written. And that was one that it came to me in the moment, and I just went with it, and I I loved it. I had so much fun with that one. Um, in fact, I think it came to me in the moment, like, I think I actually wrote that before I was finished with Slade's Vow because I just had the idea for that little scene um pop into my head, and it was so clear and so vivid, and the dialogue was just like coming at me so well that I stopped what I was doing and I sat down and I typed it all out because I didn't want to forget it. Um but it really kind of sets it up with um kind of brings it full circle from the very first book in that series, which is Garrett's Destiny, and that's the one I always call my cruise ship book. That's the one where they met on a cruise ship, and Trisha Miller reading the epilogue of Slade's Vow. But in that book, there's a little bit of an Easter egg-ish, I guess you could call it, kind of a little hint in that book that there's a little more to Coulter Shaw than or Coulter Morgan, sorry, um, than the reader, like, you get a little bit of a, huh, I think there might be more to him, than what he's letting on kind of a moment. And it's just a little blip of a thing, I think, but it's enough that um I think it kind of makes you wonder. And then we have all the other stories and things like that. And then there's really not a whole lot. Like, he's there, and he's just there is because he's the goofy brother. He's Garrett's brother, um, just being silly, and kind of smart aleck and immature. And, he's the free spirited brother, and Garrett's the serious one and all that. Um, but also in the part of Slade's Vows epilogue, uh, there's a part in there where Shadow and Slade, they're at their wedding reception, and they're looking across the room, and she notices Rafe, who's their boss, and um uh more connected than just that. I don't want to spoil anything if anybody hasn't read that one yet. Um or the one before that. Um Ethan's Ethan's obsession, but there's a little bit of you see an interaction there that is like, wonder what's going on there. And then you get the teaser into it, and it totally sets it up for um Colt and Alex are going to have a story together. So Alex is the sister to the heroine from the first story. So basically, you have Garrett and Avery who are together. I'm sorry, I'm not explaining this well at all. And I know if Christian was here, he'd be like, "What are you saying?" You have Garrett and Avery, who are book hero and heroine from book 1 of Tac Ops. Colt is Garrett's brother. Alex is Avery's sister. So you have Garrett's brother and Avery's sister who are going to end up together. And I cannot wait to write that story. And I'm not downplaying anything with Jagger. I'm really looking forward to writing his story for November, and how things are going to wrap up with Delta Team. I really am. Especially since it's also going to introduce, a little bit of Echo Team in that one. So I'm excited for that one a lot, for multiple reasons. I just can't give away too much for that one. But I'm also very excited uh, to get to Coulter's Secret for January, because if you've read Tac Ops, you'll know, or you might remember, that Alex and Colt are kind of pretty much opposites. It's kind of like a little bit like Slade and Shadow, only in reverse. With Slade and Shadow, Shadow is the fun-loving, total smart aleck, the whole, that's what she said, totally calls the guys out on their crap. Like, she's just kind of that free spirit, computer hacker, uh, extraordinaire, gal. And then you have Slade, who is the stoic, never jokes around, hardly ever smiles guy, right? So then whenever it comes to Colt's story, Colt's the fun-loving, smart aleck, immature, whatever guy. Alex is the serious artist, personality, takes, her job very seriously, takes, also enjoys her time. Like she likes having fun on her own time, and also has no problem calling Colt out on his crap, which I think makes him like her even more. um, Hi. Do you want to say hi? Yeah. Yeah. Say hi to everybody. Say, look at my cute little Halloween sweater with the pumpkins and the spiders and the skulls. But yeah. So with that one, I'm really looking forward to that one because I've already had fun in just the few interactions that those two characters have had together throughout the series. Like, Coulter's always spouting something off or doing something stupid, and she's just looking at him like, "What is wrong with you?" And I love that because that's, putting characters like that together makes it even more fun, I feel like. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And then of course, starting a new Risks team based out of DC and getting Echo Team in there and getting that up and off the ground. I'm really, really excited for that because you guys, I've had that story in my head, like just the basic premises, like the bare bones of it has been in my head for 2 years. Because thanks. I know she got a haircut, and believe it or not, this has actually grown out quite a bit. Poor daddy. I went to Arkansas and I came back and she looked like a rat, but it was necessary. It was needed. And yeah, she's starting to I just needed her to get her little round face back. But anyway, but yeah, I've had this story for the first book of Echo Team in forever. And I have my little story idea. This is my folder that I've had for so long. And I have, oh my gosh, I have so many different things. But somewhere in here, I have, and I know I've talked about it on here before. Yeah, this is the pad of paper from the Fairfield by Marriott. Oh, sorry. I popped something up. Sorry. Where as soon as we got home from the White Howard tour, I got this thing out and I started writing notes. So I have had that in this folder since we got home from DC 2 years ago. So I am really looking forward to getting that story up and running. And I'm really hoping to get back. Well, actually, I say I'm hoping, but well, no, shoot. I was gonna say I'm hoping to get back to DC before then. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get out there again or not. If not, we will definitely be out there after Charm in April because we're going to take my parents to DC. They have never been, and my mother loves all of that stuff. So we're gonna get them to get to see everything out right after Charm City in April. So we're excited for that one. But anyway, again, I'm rambling. Oh, good night, Sandy Kelly. I love you. Oh, wrong thing. Sorry. Take and write a book where someone writes a paragraph. Yeah, that would be funny. It would be like, oh, I think we did something like that when I was in elementary school. It was kind of like a progressive story, and then by the end we tried to come up with, to see, or we may have even done that in my class, like when I was teaching for English one year for writing, trying to, encourage the writing and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, I do. We've been back a few times. The last couple of times, well, last time I guess we did get to go down and see the memorial and stuff, and I did have a few things kind of spark, but I keep saying I want to make a purposeful trip back there. Good night, Becky. I want to get back there to spend some purposeful time down at the monuments, taking notes, taking specific pictures, jotting down things, more of really, really picking up on like the sense and the things I see, the things I smell, the way things feel and, all of that stuff. That's what I would like to be able to do. But yeah, we've been there enough. Yeah, I'm sure I can throw it together for sure. But I'm just really excited to get to that one and to get the new team off and running. So good night, Ruth. Have a great week. Um I will say just real quick, and then I'm probably gonna pop off of here too, because I know a lot of people are having to get off and uh off of here for the night. And I need to get back to writing. Um, but uh I did decide I think I'm gonna switch up, and and that's another thing too. I've got like my to-do list is like my TBR list, I swear. Um, but one of the other things I'm gonna get down um as soon as I get Liam released out to the world is getting some pre-orders put up for next year. I don't think I have any yet. I might have one. I might have the first Echo. Do I have the first Echo? I don't think I do. I don't think I have the first Echo team up even. So I need to get that done. Um, but as I was looking at some things, we've had to reconfigure some things out, some travel stuff and everything, which I'll get into all that later. That's not important. But not important right now anyway. Um, but as I was doing some different things and just kind of re-looking at what my release plan is for 2026, I did decide to go back to what was going in my head was my original plan, which is I'm going to do Coulter Secret in January, Echo Team Book 1 in March, and then in May I'm going to go ahead and release Rafe's Future, and that will wrap up TAC Ops. So I'm ending Delta Team in November, and I'm wrapping up TAC Ops in May of next year. And then once those are off the table and complete, then I'll have just started, book 1 with Risk Echo Team. So then that opens the door for another new series, which I believe I announced the last time, not the last time we were on here, because that was wonky. I have no idea what happened. I don't know why it shut down, but we were on here. If you weren't on here, we were on here for like what, 5, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. And we just lost it. And we couldn't get it back. So, anyway, so I am, good night, Janice. I am doing, getting rid of or not getting rid of, but finishing up with TAC Ops by May, so that I will have Echo Team, up and off the ground. And then I'm going to be diving into my brand new Security Team series, which I have the name for it already. I think I have my team names put together already. I am gonna look at that again. I'm gonna look at it a little more closely, because it's like I want to make absolutely sure they're the names that I like, because those names, especially with the team guys and stuff, like those names are their names, like that's there forever, so I want to make sure that they're the ones that I really, really like. And I'm gonna wait until a little closer to I've got some things that are gonna be coming up, getting in the works for that new series. Because when you do that, you gotta have a new logo, and you gotta, all these things. And I would like to have as much of that already set up before I do a big reveal with it. There you go. Foxtrot series, right? Right? Oh, sorry. I'm not as good at driving this thing as Mr. B is. Yes, Christine Brees. I will try to remember. I will remind him, but stay on me with it too, right? Eve said we came up with my next team. Scroll the comments, plot it all out. Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta Echo. Yeah. Well, no. Okay, so Rametta, I see what you're saying. So I'm gonna have good night, Christina. Have a good week. Good night, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. So when I finish with TAC Ops, I'll have Risk Echo Team. I'm not going to start another Risk team right then, but I am going to start another private security team, unrelated to Risk, unless I end up doing a crossover with that somehow, which I might. You never know. I might decide, before I even started, I might decide that, you know what, actually, the brother of this guy is on this team. You never know. You never know. I never know half the time. Like I said, I completely took out part of what had all planned out for this one. And that's going to end up in another book that I haven't even thought of yet. So you just never know. Not Foxtrot yet, Rometta, but they're once I get through Echo Team, I mean, if at that point in time y'all are not sick to death of Risk teams, then yeah, Foxtrot would be the next one, right? So anyways, on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it tonight. I mean, we've been on here for almost an hour and a half. So yes, I'm not going to lie. I wasn't sure how anybody was going to stick around for just me. So I am so thankful that you guys are here tonight. I am so very thankful there were not technical difficulties. I know I screwed up the intro, but other than that, we made it, right? Yes. So have a wonderful rest of your week. I will try to remember to pop in to the reader group as much as I can. But my focus for the next few days is going to be on finishing up the story for you guys. I want it to be as good as it can be, and that's what you deserve. So that's where I'm at. So love you guys so much. Thank you so much for sticking around, for popping in, sticking around, and not giving up on us after technical difficulties and then having to cancel on y'all last week for the game. Thank you so much for understanding for that too. We love you so much. Have a wonderful week. Be safe out there, and be kind. It doesn't take much. I feel like, a lot less effort to be nice than to be mean. So be kind and don't forget to smile. Love you guys so much. I will see you next Tuesday when we talk Tuesday. Bye, guys. Love you. Oh, now I can't figure out what I'm doing. Oh, I was so close. Gosh darn it. Anyways, love you guys so much. We will see you next week. We'll see if I can get this going. Love you guys. Bye.